Plunging the knife into ground, the hunter took his shotgun and fired both bullets into the beast one after the other. The wolf barely reacted. When it slowly turned its head to the hunter and stepped forward, the hunter moved back. What the hell? But I hit it. I hit it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to DAR Survival. I'm your host, the Birdman Mr Falcon. We've been super busy with a bunch of really big quests recently, which have all gone really great. According to you guys, the next thing I need to look forward to is apparently a fight with a big irradiated wolf who has about 1,000 HP or something. So, oh boy, looking forward to that one. And the other thing I read about too was, even though I am gonna get a free ZAZ eventually, it's still a bit a ways from here. And you notice how we're struggling with load? People are like, you know what, even if you get one for free, it doesn't really matter. If you have enough supplies now to make it, just make it so you don't struggle so much. Let's go and drop off this girl into this town here and see what we get from this. There were about a dozen inhabitants, half as many as there were in the camp near Tula. From the conversations, I learned that life here wasn't all smooth sailing. The harvest from the kitchen gardens was paltry, and they lived in near starvation, and they only had 3 old hunting guns between the whole village. Find Varya's aunt and ask the locals about Gavrilov. Right, that's the guy who apparently originally lived at the dacha. Who's not there anymore, we had to go into a weird quest of saving Varya. After dropping off Varya with her aunt, who turned out to be a perfectly friendly and kind woman, I started asking about the investigator, Gavrilov. It so happened that he was well known around those parts. At the height of the epidemic, Pavel Gavrilov and his wife abandoned their holdings and went to Kiev. They probably hoped. That was like the probably, what are you trying to tell me right now? They probably hoped to flee to Poland while the borders were still open. Hey, thank you for your help. I want to ask you for something else. We have a problem. Many of our houses are infested with cockroaches and bedbugs. Oh, you know, I'm a pest exterminator on my time off as well. Little known fact about the hero of this game. I'm getting sick of all these complaints, but there's nothing I can do. We could use some poison, but we don't have any. Could you find some? That's not so hard, I'll go get some poison. Oh yeah, sure, yeah. We have the local, down the street, yeah, go to the local Poison R Us. Thank you. Wouldn't it be nice to just exterminate them all? Wow. The bedbugs? Sure. I mean, that's a interesting wording you got there, my dude. In order to make this, we have to get 5 Dicklorovs. You heard me right. So everything else is pretty much good, right? Yes. Our load is really high, but that's fine. We have everything we need at the moment, plus a lot of extra gas. And we'll try to find those poisons later and bring them back if we get that chance. So for now, let's just go through this town. There's a nameless town over here. You don't see those too often, but there's a nameless one right over here. Anything of, curiosity's sake, we have a random school. That could be a ZAZ right over there, boys. Could be one right over here. Hold up, let's see. That it is. That it is. Okay, well, hold up. We have the broken ZAZ here. I need to find a battery, though. A broken battery, so make it the battery with the sulfuric acid that I have. Once that is made, everything is just auto spare parts and stuff like that. Alrighty, so you know what? I just couldn't leave well enough alone, and I was like, we could continue, but the items nearby, I don't want to grind them on camera for you guys. So, off camera really quickly when I jumped off, did some grinding, got everything needed right now for the ZAZ. So let's just make that so I don't have to worry about the weight going forward. Chemistry, make this battery right now. And mechanic, make that ZAZ. There it is. It's not really too hard to make. I'm not really using too many of my own personal goods for it, so it's kind of like, might as well just do it. So there it is. The only problem is going to be that the ZAZ does use a bit more fuel than a motorcycle. But otherwise, capacity 560, 240. We've essentially not tripled, but, between doubled and tripled our capacity of carrying potential. A little bit faster as well. And this consumes 6 liters per 100 kilometers, and you do 7. But you know what? The capacity for it, I think it's worth it. Use it. We can even carry the motorcycle in the vehicle. Of course, we're at load 96 if we do that, so it kind of defeats the entire purpose of everything we did here. So the motorcycle, just leave it here. I'm not sure I want to leave it here, but probably somewhere kind of secure. And we'll leave it here next to the survivor base in case we ever need it for whatever reason. So you drop. Look at that. 44 load, boys. Now I can take this back with me. Alright. Well, motorcycle. For now, you hang out over here. Let's come back and... I went to the river to rest for a moment and wash my face. The gentle breeze felt pleasantly cool on my skin. I sat down on a mossy bank and gazed at the cold stream, wending its way among the stones and flowing on down into the valley where I had come from. A couple of minutes passed, then awareness prickled at the back of my mind, and there in the distance a dark dot emerged from a clump of stunted and crooked pines, and it started moving slowly towards me. I stood up and squinted. It was a large, four-legged animal with black fur. It stopped and lifted its head, sniffing the wind. I didn't hang around and continued on my journey. This is the wolf you guys telling me about. So, is this thing like actively hunting me or what? This wolf is like actively hunting me, dude. It's the second time we've read about it now. And that wolf is on the hunt. Took a while, but what is it now? Searching for truth. Then my eyes were drawn to the smoke rising above the tree line. And there are people there. Or is it a forest fire? I walked in that direction, cutting a path through the overgrown dark brown ivy that was entwined around 3 trunks and branches. At last I emerged into a meadow, and there was a campfire blazing in the middle of it. A duffel bag lay by the boulder nearby, and there was a bowl of half-eaten porridge and a spoon. There was nobody around. I went over to the duffel bag and looked inside. That's when I felt the cold press of metal against my neck. Someone had crept up on me from behind. I hadn't heard their footsteps over the fire's crackling. I froze, holding my breath. The stranger gruffly muttered into my ear. Move, and I'll blow your brains out. Am I getting mugged here? Suddenly the stranger barked out. Drop your weapon, now. Now turn around, slowly. Keep your hands up, bastard. A short, silver-haired man in hunting gear stood before me. He was holding a double-barrel shotgun in hands. It was pointed straight at my face. The man appeared completely calm, but there was a glimmer of rage in his eyes. I've been looking for you for a long time, scumbag. Well, apparently this guy knows us. You've got the wrong man, I'm not a bandit. Listen, why don't you put the gun down and we can talk about this calmly? Scumbag, what are you talking about? See, that's my word. You don't use scumbag, Hunter. And that is my word. You got the wrong man, I'm not a bandit. The hunter smirked and whacked me right in the nose with the barrel of his shotgun. I saw stars. You'll speak only when I say so, trash. Smart. Good boy. Now tell me, where your friends are, scum. I don't have any friends. The hunter almost smiled. You think I'm a moron, do you? Alright, bandit scum. Let's make that nose of yours a little more interesting. I'm not a bandit. I'm going to Kiev. From Bryansk. I'm looking for someone. The strange smile on the hunter's face widened even more. To Kiev, you say? From Bryansk? Well, why didn't you say so? That's changed things entirely. Go in peace, my friend. Just give me my boots back first. I'm not sure this guy's being, like, sarcastic or what. Boots? I looked at my boots in confusion, and that moment I saw the butt of the shotgun flash before my eyes. It seemed like this hunter guy had experience in hits like this. I guess he knocked me out. Strangely enough, I was woken up by the scorching heat. My hands and legs were tied with rope, and I was lying right next to a fire. The hunter was sitting beside me. He was holding a knife. You know what I really hate, buddy? When people take me for a fool. And I know when it's happening. I was a teacher. I'm gonna stay silent for now. It's not gonna believe me anyway. I gave you a chance. If you don't want to talk, it doesn't matter. I found you, I'll find them too. All of you bastards are gonna pay. What is it you think I did to you? Instead of replying, the hunter grabbed my wrist and squeezed it till it hurt. He picked up the knife with his other hand. You'll remember me soon, scum. Only I won't cut off just one finger. I'm gonna cut them all off, slowly, so you can really feel every nerve. She was a good girl, a little angel, sweet, never said a bad word to anybody. She took care of her sick mother. So what did the poor kid do to deserve for you 4 scumbags to violate her and dump her in a river? What? So, this is an extension of the quest we just did. The kidnappers. Remember how Pimple randomly talked to the big Goliath giant dude about something about force? Somebody talked to somebody about fingers, right? That's what this is about. That's the reason why he's coming after my fingers. He thinks I'm part of them. Dude. The hunter pressed my fingers to the razor-sharp edge of the knife. I didn't protect my daughter like I should have. When the hunter looked over my head and his face shifted, I straightened to turn my head and I saw the pitch-black shape of a wolf next to the boulder. In the flickering firelight, the beast looked like it had come straight from the depths of hell. The wolf howled and noisily sniffed the air. Plunging the knife into ground, the hunter took his shotgun and fired both bullets into the beast one after the other. The wolf barely reacted. When it slowly turned its head to the hunter and stepped forward, the hunter moved back. What the hell? But I hit it. I hit it! The wolf reached him in one bound and knocked him off his feet. A second later, the hunter's head had disappeared into his drooling muzzle, red spurts shooting out in all directions. The doomed man's body gave a final twitch. The wolf greedily fell upon the corpse as though it had been starving since birth. Try to grab the hunter's knife and cut the rope. Are we gonna fight this thing right now? Yo, I don't even have the proper gear for this. The fire separated me and the wolf, and by then the beast was too full of meat to do anything. Grabbing the knife was easy, but cutting the rope at my feet with my bound hands was much trickier. But my life was at stake. A few minutes later, I was running away as fast as I could. Only when I got back to where I left my things could I stop to catch my breath. My heart was pounding against my ribs, and it was difficult and painful to breathe. I was still picturing the bloody muzzle with boils instead of eyes, and the decapitated body of the old hunter. That's when I realized something. I had drawn the wolf to him. The wolf had followed me all the way from Bryansk. Sure, if it hadn't been for the wolf, that hunter was gonna torture me. Maybe even kill me. But still. Try not to think about it. I continue my way to Kiev. Well, I guess I was right about this giant beast hunting us. But in a way, he did save us. I don't think that old hunter was gonna believe anything I said. Just call it a hunch. Oh boy. Okay. Whenever we run into that dude, we better have this equipped. And I got grenades ready for the situation too. Okay, can we now continue? Let's try it again. Let's make sure we've got everything with us. We do? Okay. Let's go. Maybe now we can start making it towards the Kiev. We know we made it through there already. We got Trubchevsk, and let's just go to Pochel. I don't want to deviate too far from the path because, you know, gasoline. We're in a car that uses more gasoline than we're accustomed to as well, so we got to be very smart about where we travel to. But luckily, these vehicles over here do have some gas. I'm not going to disassemble you guys, so that's fine. Got a couple of... See, the bus should be here, and the bus should give you like a ton of fuel. That's what I'm thinking. That's fine. Got a building here. And possibly a grocery store. Let's do that. You know what? I'm actually out of noodles completely. I've been making a bunch of that canned meat just to get... Well, back when I needed space, I used to always make the canned meat with the spaghetti. But now that we have a lot of load, you know, it's not really a big deal. As a matter of fact, we start loading up on a bunch of goods again. So I've been very picky about what I carry now, but now that we have a ton of load, it's like, oh boy. Makes me feel pretty good. You're at 7%, huh? What happened to my flashlight? Flashlight? Oh, well, I mean, just load it again. We got plenty of, batteries. That's weird. I thought you'd, like, auto-equip yourself or something. Okay, well, use that. Good now? Alright, I guess we've been searching without that. Although we had it when we started the episode, so it must have just recently broken. But, or at least drained of batteries. But a little bit of a heads up would have been nice. And take you again. That's really about it. Oh, right. Let's see what my gift has for me today. Recently, they've been really terrible. But today we're looking at, pretty much even worse than usual. Alrighty. Well, at least we got a little bit of fuel from Pochel, so I can't be too upset about that. Polgar, you know what? Let's just go check out Polgar. It's not too far. And there is also a warehouse here, which does give me this box, which is normally not as good as normally not as good as the present, but whatever. Oh, here we go. Another chance at a gift here. All right, how about redemption? How about you give me a brand new gun? Look, dude, I already have like so many of these freaking cans of milk. Speaking of which, we are getting a little bit hungry here. Well, let's start getting rid of some of the extra food, like this porridge. You know, I don't really like that too much. Get rid of that. And let's have you, because I'm trying to finally get rid of you completely. Need to take a rest pretty soon. Let's make a tea really quickly. And have this, and that's good. 69, of course it would be. Of course. Nothing that I need. Okay. Get out of the swamp. We got Starodub and Unecha here. Let's see. Kiev, that's not too far. I mean, we'll hit Gomel. I don't know why, but it feels like I've been to Gomel before. Maybe I haven't, I don't know. Klinsky. Yeah, we got a couple of spots here to stop by. I would like to make it a Kiev here in this video, though. So don't dilly-dally too much. And another thing I've been reading in the comments, too, like, people are under the impression that I don't loot everything. For the videos, I don't. So, like, right now what you're seeing is me making just progress. I normally, what I do is afterwards, after I get to wherever I'm going to, off camera, that's where I do my farming and grinding for items off camera. So, like, even though you'll see me go through towns and you're thinking, Falcon, why don't you pick this up, pick that up? Just because I don't pick it up on camera does not mean I don't come back for it later. But of course, like, that's the thing about this. Like, the reason why it takes me a while to make these videos is because I gotta do a bunch of farming for items off camera. Otherwise, like, every video would literally be me just, like, in 2 towns farming everything. And the progress for the actual story would be next to nil. So, yeah. So in the comments, like, if you're thinking, oh, he doesn't pick anything up ever, he doesn't loot properly, believe me, I loot properly. Only on the video, I only pick up, like, the really important stuff, like fuel and, like, just really major stuff. Off camera is when I come back and, like, pick up, like, all the extra stuff, like tape and stuff like that I normally miss. Like, right now we have a school here, I probably won't go through that right now, but off camera is somewhere I'll come back to. Look at that, we have over 70 liters of fuel now, which is good. You got no fuel. Well, that's a little bit upsetting. And pharmacy. You, however, I do need because of that, and I guess I'll take that for now. Alright, Klinsky. What do we got here in Klinsky? Anything of value? We got another grocery store, I think. Pharmacy. What an ad. I actually got a commercial that is familiar, at least relative to what we're playing here. It is The Walking Dead No Man's Land. I mean, this is not a zombie game, what we're playing right now, but it's still a post-apocalyptic game, right? Which is what The Walking Dead's all about. Now, I wonder, like, some of you guys watching, have you played that game, No Man's Land, The Walking Dead? How is it? I've always seen it, but I've never really actually given it a shot. But I'm curious about it. Alright, we got some radiation medicine right there, which is fine. Let's see if my gift here's anything good. Yeah, like, is it worth checking out? Is it like a grindy, you know, pay-to-win type of game? Or is it like, you know, this here, where you could basically achieve everything without necessarily ever having to spend a dime? Because, you know, that's what I like about DR. Like, everything about this game, you don't really have to spend a dime on. Like, even if you do, like, the like, I had the premium version, which I'm glad I got because I could save whatever I want. But the reason why I have the premium version is because, like, I record for you guys. So I need to be able to save whenever I want, whenever I have to, like, you know, stop a video for whatever reason, stop a recording when I'm done recording, etc., etc. So that's a really good feature for me to have. But, otherwise, like, you don't really need the premium edition. So, for those of you guys that have played The Walking Dead, No Man's Land, is it like that, or do you feel like you gotta spend money, like, you know, did they make you wait a lot? See, that's the thing about a lot of those mobile games where it's kind of like, you know, they don't necessarily tell you, hey, you gotta give us money, but by making you wait and doing things, that's kind of like their way. It's kind of like, well, you wouldn't necessarily have to wait if you just gave us money, huh? Imagine that. You downloaded our game for free, how about you give us some money now? So that's kind of like the way to do it, where it's kind of like, you know, they make you wait. So you get impatient, you're kind of like, yeah, I don't want to wait. Here, have some money. And that's the way they trap you, that's what they trick you. That's why I kind of stay away from mobile games a lot myself, because I am a very impatient person. So if I had to be around that a lot, I would probably be like, yeah, you know what, I don't want to wait, here's money. So I normally try to avoid games like that. I mean, I have the mental strength and fortitude to be like, I'm not gonna give you money because you're trying to, drag money out of me by using these cheap tactics, but still. Like, I could see where an impatient person would probably not be too crazy about waiting. And if you have extra income, I guess, to spend, who am I to tell you how to spend your money? It's all on you. We're getting a bunch of this, which is great because we're gonna need that to make some more acid down the line, too. There's also a bandit camp right over here, which I'm curious about maybe attacking. If the supplies in there are good. I'm not sure why I picked that up instead of just opening it up like I normally do. What would you normally be at? Components? No. Where the hell do you go? Medicine? I have no idea where that package would go at normally. In terms of like what tab does it go to? There it is. Oh. Got some bread. Speaking of which, you're a little bit tired. Let's peek inside of this bandit camp. The goods aren't really that great, to be honest with you. Sure, there's coffee there. Sure, there's coffee. But if I sit there to fight right now, it delays my... Well, not really, because after this we go to Gomel, then Shermanov, and then we get to Kiev. You know what? Let's do a fight. Why not? However, let's make sure that we're properly equipped here. Wear this, and everything else seems pretty good. Oh, let's find out what you require to be fixed. Well, whatever it requires to be fixed, we have it. So it could be auto parts, tire, and oil. So if that's the case, it's not really too bad to fix. That's fine. Alrighty, otherwise we are tired, as I've mentioned. Well, let's do this first, and then we'll maybe get a little bit of shut-eye somewhere here. Save. Bandit base, search it. We're looking at 3 dudes. Do it with a crossbow, little regular hand cannon gun, and another crossbow. Oh, that's fairly easy, I would say. Let's try it this way. Alrighty. So first and foremost, let's move off to the shelter over here. And can bladdy you from over here? I can bladdy you from over here, though, huh? Let's wait till your boys are together, and then we'll do our thing. 60 damage, I will take it. And that turn. Crossbow, huh? That's right, boys. You load up together because now I can do this. And I can do it again. And I can do it again. That's what's up. Can do it one more time. So, end our turn here. Move forward. Going up on that perch, huh? Well, luckily for me, you got very close to me, so now we can just kapow you with that shotgun. Your armor's completely gone. You gonna stay there the entire time? Oh, that's a bad idea, pal. Oh, you survived! I could kill you with this, but it feels like a bad use of a supply. Plus he missed, which is the good part. Pew him. Alright. Let's, make a shoot you from over here, apparently. Why not? Oh! My boy's got the old eagle eye happening here. Can't launch that one. I'll just pew this man from afar. That was a good fight from us. We did really good in that one. Much needed experience as well. Search all the goods through here. That was a very good fight. I like that one a lot. Use the old noggin for fights here. I'll take everything, I guess. I mean, why not? We got a lot of capacity now. What do you got? Canned beef, sure. Take that, and let me get this fuel. Alright. That was awesome. Good camp. So, Gomel is what we skipped, right? There's probably be a lot to do here. But because it's not part of our quest, and our quest is towards the Kiev, this is one of those big towns that I normally loot off camera, so I will come back and loot this later. Right now, let's just move towards Kiev, because there's a lot to do over here, so if we start going through everything... There's another bandit camp here, too. If I start going through everything right now, we would not make it to Kiev in this video. So I'll just probably retrace my steps off camera. For now, let's just move forward. Let's leave myself a little marker, though, just in case. Like, hey, Falcon, you gotta come back here and loot. It's a random fireplace for no reason. Okay. We got Chernigov coming along the way. I'm just glad now that we have extra capacity in all the fuel we're finding now. I don't feel like that stressed out. Like before, like the fact that we were so low on fuel was kind of like, making me worry quite a bit. And also the constant, figuring out the inventory thing. So I'm kind of glad I made that ZAZ after all. Here we have a construction site. Nothing that really stands out though, so it's something I'll probably loot off camera. So, for now, we continue making ourselves over to Kiev here. One thing though, we are kinda tired. And because that wolf is hunting us, like I feel like at any point that thing's gonna attack me. So, how about, let's get out of Chernigov, jump into the forest here. And where is my thing here? Do this, let's just rest everything up here completely. We're also fairly thirsty. We have a lot of water, so that's fine, do that. And any porridge I need to get rid of or anything like that? Not really, but we got those fish still, so might as well feast on those, and extra water. Sleep it. Alright. Not too bad. And apparently that wolf has like 1,000 HP or something. It seems like the game is trying to really throw me like a suggestion that's gonna happen soon, because, you know, first event where he was sniffing around over there, then he actually literally attacked the man who had me captured. So I have a feeling the next one is going to be the decisive fight. So I'm glad to make sure that we got the goods here. In case I need to do this, can I make some... Oh, I can make more of these now, as a matter of fact. I just need a couple of rags, but I can make a couple more gunpowder grenades. I think I'm going to need a lot of these for this 1,000 HP wolf fight. Rags are fairly easy. I just jump to any location to find some. Alright. Yeah, we're good now. Let's take this down. And before I go to Kiev, hold on. Let me see if I can get those rags really quickly somewhere. All I really have to do is find a body. There it is. Body, come out. Take that tape. And search. Rags, 10, perfect. So, mechanics. This is the reason why, oh, that's right. It's not everything else is it's the cans. The cans is the problem. You know what, though? It's fine. Here's what we do. Cook me a couple of these here. It takes them like 3 days to expire anyway, so... I mean, by then, I'm pretty sure I'll have to eat again anyway, so... Give me like 3 of these for now. That should give me a chance to at least make 3 more of these, because we got some cans now. There it is. So make sure we have enough of these in case this freaking wolf shows up. Let me get them smokes. And Kiev it is. Just like Moscow, Kiev had been hit hard in the bombing. Dozens of buildings were reduced to piles of brick and concrete, and every 10 minutes or so I came across another scorched waste ground. Maybe I'd made a mistake. I should have gone around the city, that way I would have had a chance of finding a camp of survivors. Then I heard the sound of an explosion in the distance. I couldn't believe it. What could it be? Detonating after all these years. I ran towards the center of the city. Well, yeah, I'm here already. The closer I got to my target, the clearer the sound became. Somebody was firing an AK. But who was the shooter? And who was the target? At an intersection, I caught sight of 3 fresh corpses. One was a large man of about 50. His body was covered in bite marks and his arms were just stumps. The second was a black wolf like those I'd encountered before, but a little smaller. Its muzzle and neck had been slashed with a knife. The third wasn't even a body, but pieces of one. Lumps of flesh and black fur were scattered around the intersection, as if the wolf had been blasted apart by a plastic explosive or something like it. Then the machine gun fire started up again. Up the street, huh? Yeah, I have a feeling, combat is, gonna be happening soon. The sounds of gunfire led me to a statue of Lysenko, the famous composer. Another wolf lay before it in a huge dark red pool, dying. It was so riddled with bullet wounds that its fur was saturated and mated with blood. A young guy carrying a Kalashnikov jogged up to the wolf, and in some fit of madness, he began shooting the near lifeless body. His companions, 2 older men, stopped a little way off and waited. Finally, the shooter ran out of ammo. He dropped the gun out on the steps, totally exhausted and swaying. Then he sat down next to it and buried his face in his hands. The men approached him. One laid a hand on the kid's shoulder. Nikita, I understand what you're feeling, but we have to leave. We'll take Kiro home and bury him. Nikita, you're listening to me. We're going. Right now. We're going home to Gorenichi. It's too dangerous here, and Seba can barely walk. He needs to see a doctor. The young man raised his bewildered, bloodshot eyes to the man and jumped up suddenly. We're leaving? It's too dangerous? What are you saying, Gavrilov? We need to continue. There's still some of those monsters out there. We have cartridges enough for 1 or 2. Continue. There are only 3 of us left, and we barely survived with 4. You will still be able to avenge your stepfather. You'll get your chance, but now we need to go back. The young man seemed to size up Garilov and the second man and then slowly drew a gun and pointed it at them. You're just cowards. Kirill sacrificed himself so that the wolf wouldn't get you, Garilov. What, can't handle the truth? So what we're gonna do is go there right now and slaughter them all. The man leans menacingly over the kid. If somebody hadn't grabbed the last gun and chased after the wolf like a moron, Kirill will still be alive. I coughed to get their attention. All 3 of them instantly turned to me, now all 3 Makarovs pointing straight to my gut. Hey, who the hell are you? Easy, I'm a friend. A friend? Somehow I don't remember you. What camp are you from? I'm from Tiver. What, there's survivors north of Moscow too? I thought there were only beast and nut jobs left up there. Why should we believe you? I can talk pretty too. How can I prove it? I don't know, I can help you transport the body and guard it against the wolves. Gavrilov's distrustful eyes swept over me from head to toe. No, we'll manage on our own. Hold on, don't go. You're Pavel Gavrilov, the former investigator, right? Where'd you hear that? It's not important. I need to discuss something with you about the scientist from the Institute of Virology. You've piqued my interest. Fine, we'll discuss it when we come back. Garanchi, the community center. Fine, we'll talk there. Nikita, we're going back. You can either come with us or kill the wolves on your own. I was already close to solving it. For the first time I had met face to face with someone directly involved in those events. Of all people, the chief investigator should know everything. I needed to get to Gorenichi, which is literally right next door. Perfect. Alright boys, we're out of time here for this one. I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to off camera go back and loot places. We'll come back next episode, start at the survivor base and see what's up. I have a feeling that wolf fight is not too far from here though. I'll catch you guys next time.